Welcome back. It is once again time for this week's highlights of Piea Rocket League. We start with Penn Cambria High number 1 versus Penn Trafford High. An action-packed game number 2 is where Dom will begin to mount a comeback off of a brilliant midfield interception. Not to be outdone was Desire Mental, as a little extra pop from Dom is just enough to beat the defense on the back foot. Team-wide tenacity for Penn Cambria would prove to be not enough though, as they would fall to Trafford 2-0. Next up was the Grayson School versus Conrad Weiser High. In Game 2, this setup in the slot was too good for J-Stock E to miss. Error Human would not take this lying down though, as a sky-high flick would put a stop to Grayson's momentum. And Error Human would do it again when their team needed it most, as Conrad Weiser would eke out a hard-fought victory, 2-0. Bangor Area High versus Lasalle College High School would be an absolute highlight reel for Lasalle. Starting off with this backboard cleanup from Wabungus. Knowles would also continue to work that backboard with this uncontested double tap. Game 2 saw more of the same as control through the corner would lead to a free net shot from the box. And finally, Wabungus one more time would warm up the battle bus, as LaSalle would affirm their dominance in a 2-0 victory. Our last highlighted bout is between Garden Spot High School and William Penn Senior High. Game 1 would see an early Garden Spot advantage, with Amethyst taking the lead. And this mirror image goal would further the distance between the two. It wasn't a one-person show though, as this great pass angle from Surfer would get an Amethyst finish. And in Game 2, Surfer would ride the wave and cut through the defense to confirm a 2-0 victory.
Now it's time for Week 3 highlights of the Piea Overwatch teams. To start this Week 3 off right, we have Avonworth versus Hershey High School. Avonworth were featured once again, but this time around the focus no longer on Bricked J, and we highlighted Iced on the Hanzo to show off some moves of their own to seize the round. Keeping an eye on the prize, Iced managed to pick off one player after another to help ensure the initial capture and started the domino effect to ultimately claim victory on this control point. But the madness from Iced didn't stop there. Iced demonstrated their long-range hit scan capability and brought along a faithful companion to join the squad of 6 to take an overwhelming advantage on the payload in Blizzard World. With Bob's assistance, this final hour moment of Hershey's High School was there and gone, and no matter how hard they fought, 7 is always greater than 6, with Avonworth taking the W. Next, we had Spring Grove Area High School versus Sasquahana Township High School. This round of Eichenwald for Game 1 was quite an exhilarating moment when Knuckle Bunny goes on a rampage from the top rope, getting 3 quick picks in tank configuration, followed by an inevitable 4th with the assistance of the tank line covering for a speedy reset. While for Game 2, the Genji player EHT was given the nano boost on top of the Dragon Blade that definitely lit up the night sky of Lijiang Tower, as well as the kill feed claiming victory over Spring Grove. We now feature Conestoga Valley High School versus Penn Manor High School. Game 1 demonstrated there is for sure a life after death. The resurrection from Sun onto Crispy Craig was a moment no one thought could happen. Crispy Craig and Son spin a 2 versus 5 situation on its head and eradicate everyone from CVHS against all the odds. Yet CVHS came back with a vengeance, telling Penn Manor, "You won the fight, but not the war." Because in Game 2 and 3, Fantasy Addict showed how a clutch DPS player can bring the team out of the battlefield on top and never give in to defeat. Lastly, we have Manheim Township High School versus Lancaster Catholic High School. In Game 1, we had Joey with a Dragon Blade that hacked and slashed through the competition, similar to our earlier clip, but the second game, the MVP focus had a hard shift onto Citrus Fruit, the support play that was needed to keep MTHS alive and well to claim a 2-0 victory over Lancaster, leaving them in the dust. Thanks for watching PIEA.